Hare Krishna.
Hare Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
It, it is also to the
One second, I'm connecting the speaker.
It's still setting up, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna everyone. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaivo Naratamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Mudiraye Silvatam Sokatha Krishna Punya Savana Kirtanaha Yadayantastviyavadhyani Vidunoti Surisatam Nashtaprayesu Abhadesu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamasoke Bhaktiri Bhaviti Nashtiki Mukham Karoti Vachalam Pangu Langhayate Girim यत्किपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यैश्वरं श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणम्. Hare Krishna everyone. So today's Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 21 and verse number 28 to 30. So I'll start with Srimad Bhagavatam 4:21, 28, 29. Is my voice is clearly audible?
Yes.
मनरूथानपादस्य ध्रुवस्यापि महीपते प्रियव्रतस्य राजसे अङ्गस्यात्मत्पितु पितुः ईदृशानाम् अथान्यसम् अजस्य च भवस्य च प्रह्लादस्य बलि चापि कृत्यमस्ति गदावृता. Translation by Divine Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. This is confirmed not only the evidence of the Vedas, but also by the personal behavior of great personalities like Manu, Uttanapad, Dhruva, Priyavrata, and my grandfather Anga, as well as by many other great personalities and ordinary living entities, exemplified by Maharaj Prahlad and Bali, all of whom are theists, believing in the existence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead who carries a cloud purport. Narottam Das Thakur states that one has to ascertain the right path for his activities by following in the footsteps of great saintly person and the books of knowledge under the guidance of the spiritual master, Sadhu Shastra Guru. Sadhu Shastra Guru Vakya. A saintly person in one who follows the Vedic injunctions, which are the orders of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The word Guru refers to one who gives proper direction under the authority of the Vedic injunctions and according to the examples of the lives of great personalities. The best way to mold one's life is to follow in the footsteps of the authorities of the authorized personalities like those mentioned herein by Prithu Maharaj. Beginning with Swayambhava Manu, the safest path in this, the safest path in life is to follow such great personalities, especially those mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam. The Mahajanas or the great personalities are Brahma, Lord Shiva, Narada Muni, Manu, the Kumaras, Prahlad Maharaj, Bali Maharaj, Yamaraj, Bhishma, Janaka, Sukadev, Sukdev Goswami, and Kapila Muni. Srimad Bhagavatam 4:21-30. दौहित्रादीनृते मृत्यो शोच्यान् धर्म विमोहितान् वर्गस्वर्गा वर्गस्वर्गापवागानम् प्रायणैकात्म्य हेतुना. Translation. Although abominable persons like my father, Bena, the grandson of death personified, are bewildered on the path of religion, all the great personalities, like those mentioned, agree that in this world the only bestower of benediction of religion, economic development, sense gratification, liberation, or elevation to the heavenly planets is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Purport. King Bena, the father of Prithvimaras, was condemned by the Brahmanas and the saintly person because of his denying the existence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and rejecting the method of satisfying him by performance of Vedic sacrifice. In other words, he was an atheist who didn't believe in the existence of God and was consequently stopped all Vedic ritualistic ceremonies in his kingdom. Prithumaras considered King Bena's character abominable because Bena was foolish regarding the execution of religious performances. Atheists are of the opinion that there is no need to accept the authority of the Supreme Personality of Godhead to be successful in religion, economic development, sense gratification, or liberation. According to them, dharma or religious principles are meant to establish an imaginary God to encourage one to become mortal, honest, and just so that the social orders may be maintained in peace and tranquility. Furthermore, they say that actually there is no need to accept God for this purpose. For if one follows the principle of morality and honesty, that is sufficient. Similarly, if one makes nice plans and works very hard for economic development, automatically the result of economic development will come. Similarly, sense gratification also does not depend on the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. For if one earns enough money by any process, one will have sufficient opportunity for sense gratification. Insofar as liberation is concerned, they say that there is no need to talk of liberation because after death everything is finished. Prithumaras, however, didn't accept the authority of such atheists headed by his father, who was the grandson of death personified. Generally, a daughter inherits the qualities of her father, and a son gets the qualities of his mother. Thus, Mrityu's daughter, Sunita, got all the qualities of her father, and Bena inherited the qualities of his mother. A person who is always subjected to the rules and regulation of repeated birth and death cannot accommodate anything beyond materialistic ideas. Since King Bena was such a man, he didn't believe in the existence of God. Modern civilizations agrees with the principle of King Bena, but factually, if you scrutinize the English story, all the conditions of religion, economic development, sense gratification, and liberation, we must accept the principle of the authority of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. According to Vedic literature, religion consists only of the codes of the law given by the Lord. If one doesn't accept the authority of the Supreme Personality, if one doesn't accept the authority of Supreme Godhead, in matters of religion and measure and morality, one must explain why two persons of the same moral standard achieve different results. It is generally found that Even if two men have the same moral standards of ethics, honesty, and morality, their positions are still not the same. Similarly, in economic development, it is seen that if two men work very hard day and night, still the results are not the same. One person may enjoy great opulence without even working, whereas another person, although working very hard, doesn't even get two sufficient meal a day. Similarly, in the matter of sense gratification, sometimes one who has sufficient food is still not happy in his family affairs, or sometimes it's not even married. Whereas another person, even though not economically well off, has the greatest opportunity for sense gratification. Even an animal like a hog or dog may have greater opportunity for sense gratification than a human being. Aside from liberation, even if we consider only the preliminary necessities of life, dharma, artha, kama, and moksha, religion, economic development, and sense gratification, we will see that they are not the same for everyone. Therefore, it must be accepted that there is someone who determines the different standards. In conclusion, not only for liberation must one depend on the Lord, but even for ordinary necessities in this material world. Tumara therefore indicated that in spite of having rich parents, children are sometimes not happy. Similarly, in spite of valuable medicines administered by a competent physician, sometimes a patient dies. Or in spite of having a big safe boat, sometimes a man drowns. Women thus struggle to counteract impediments offered by metal nature, but our attempts cannot be successful unless we are favored by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णवस्ताय भूतले स्मते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी के नवीन नमस्ते सरस्वती गौरवाणी प्रचारिणी निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवास आदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna everyone, and thanks for joining and giving me the opportunity to speak on this verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. So, Vamsi Prabhu, is my voice is clear audible?
Slowly. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. So, in this verse, we can see that. During one conversation with Srila Prabhupada, like one of his disciple asked him, because Prabhupada are talking about Mahajanas. In this verse, we can see there are mention of 12 Mahajanas, right? So one devotee asked him, one disciple asked Srila Prabhupada, Prabhupada, you are the 13th Mahajan. And Prabhupada responded, yes, and you are the 14th one. I am the 13th, you are the 14th. The point is, who follows the footstep and the teaching of Mahajans, he becomes purified, right? And also, he also got those qualities of a Mahajan, like not full quality, but yeah, he's a footstep of the Mahajan. That's why. So we want to be Dasanudasa, servant of the servant. If we follow the footstep of great soul, then we will please Krishna. We will be safe and do not struggle so much. We are so blessed that we have been introduced by Srila Prabhupada to the great glorious parampara we follow today at the ISKCON. There are many scholar Vaishnavas in our parampara. Prabhupada gave an example of a great Vaishnava, Narottam Das Thakur. So we cannot imitate their bhakti. Example, Haridas Thakur who sleeps hardly for 2 hours per day. And Prabhupada said, if you start to imitate, then we will definitely going to die. So we cannot imitate them but follow their footsteps. When you hear about them as he practice bhakti, like you get inspired, those who practice the devotional service um, you know, at extraordinary circumstances and always remark Krishna, so they are considered as Mahajans. When we heard about the cricket players like Sachin and how he hit the centuries from someone, we get inspired that we might be, in future we might be cricketer. Similarly, when we heard the story of the Mahajanas, then our mind will be attracted towards Krishna, right? So from the beginning, we are taught about how to do the sense gratifications, and it's our DNA. So each and every moment we want to enjoy. It's all about I, me, and mine. More pleasures and less pain. That's our goal in our life. That's our philosophy. But the spiritual life is all about the service. How I want to serve now. That is the that should be in our consciousness. By giving the class or by hearing the class, etc., which means we are serving. Spiritual life is not about achieving, but rather receiving grace from the senior Vaishnavas. So our mind is subconsciously routine how to enjoy. But if you want to change the pattern of our mind, then we should develop the mood of service. How can I serve now? In sometimes it will be in our default memory. So our propensities for sense enjoyment will diminish, will decrease. So there is one very famous bhajan by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He says, my time passed in worldly pursuit without the slightest gain. Having married and entered into the entanglement of materialistic family life, I passed my time in vain. I never got any tangible gain or permanent benefit, only trouble and bothersome. My time is wasted without any solutions. Life after life, repeated birth and death, there is no benefit in samsara or family life. I'm helpless. So, which means if you do not follow the authorities and you just try to enjoy your life like abominably or in our own endeavor, so then our life will be useless. That's what. And so there are so people says so when I will talk to when I talk to peoples because many people say many varieties of dharma. So if you talk one people, they many they say there are many dharmas. So Krishna says if you say that if you follow the authority, so you will not be that. Krishna says sarva dharmana parityaja mam ekam saranam braja. Abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender unto me. I shall deliver you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. So many people say this is dharma and that is dharma, but actual dharma is, you know that. So it's actual dharma is Mahajana Yena Gatahasa Pantha. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continued, dry argument are inconclusive. A great personality whose opinion does not differ from other is not considered a great sage. Simply by studying the Vedas, which are variegated and cannot come to the right path by which religious principles are understood. The solid truth of religious principle is hidden in the heart of an unadulterated, self-realized person. Consequently, as the Shastras confirm, one should accept whatever progressive path the Mahajanas advocate. Similar statement also given by Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita. So he says that Paramdhama right? So you are the supreme personality of Godhead, the ultimate abode, the purest, the abode truth. You are the eternal, transcendental, original person, the unborn, the greatest. All the great sages such as Narada, Asita, Devala, and Vyasa confirm this truth about you. And now you yourself are declaring it to me. So it means that the truth cannot be established by arguments, but by following the authorities. Right? So if you argument in different parampara system and all, you will be kind of bewildered. So the truth cannot be established by arguments, but only by the following the authorities. Krishna gives us intelligence. So then why should not we use our intelligence? Why should we follow some authorities? Right? The great authorities. Why should we follow? The answer is that we should use our intelligence to understand the Guru Sadhu Shastra. Our intelligence is not to invent something new, but follow the orders of the acharyas. Right. So if you are looking for a spiritual master, right? So what you can do, you have to see that if your spiritual master is Krishna conscious, right? So you have to use your intelligence to identify a spiritual master, right? So that where your intelligence is going to be used, and you should not use your intelligence to create your own propaganda of dharma. Like this is my dharma. I know if I gives charity to some organization, so then that is the great dharma. And he said that manam seva is bhagwan seva, like kind of this kind of dharma if you invent by yourself, then your life will be spoiled. So you have to use your intelligence when where to follow the authorities and also to by your intelligence, then you can understand the guru. Then if you apply intelligence to understand the guru, sadhu, and the shastra, right? And they to those who are constantly devoted. That is one is called, and that there is one more important thing that mentioned over here is called Sotaya Vivinaha. So which means, so let's say if you follow the many speakers or the many sotas, or you can say, which means you do not try to listen to many philosophy and gather essence from them, right? Which means we are Hamsa. Hamsa means we are Swan. If you behave like this, following the different philosophy, and you want to see that, okay, I want to follow this blah blah blah, and gather information out of everyone, and then then after you'll be, my knowledge will be purified. But it says you will be khichdi, like, because if we get information from everyone, it will become a khichdi, so you not get anything. So that means says that we are not hamsa, should not act like a hamsa, but you should, because by nature we are himsa, means by violence, so we cannot follow all persons, else it will be khichdi, right? So we cannot so we can't be the um, so we can't understand the truth by hearing many people's, or we can't understand the truth by physical strength. So the truth can only be revealed, but can't be researched by philosophical speculations, right? So that is the thing. So if we follow, and also here, why should we follow the authorities? So Bhaktivinoda Thakur says in his song Charanagati, like in I Vaishnava Thakur, right? So he's mentioned that Krishna te tomara, Krishna di te paro, tomara sakati ache, amita kangala, Krishna Krishna boli, dhai tabo pache pache. So he means say that Krishna is yours, means the authorities, the great personality in our Acharya Paramparas. So Krishna is there. So if you Krishna is yours, right? So you have the power to give him to me, like the authorities can give Krishna to us. I am simply running behind you, shouting, right? That's Bhaktivedanta Thakur writes in his in this song. So Krishna, Krishna, only by surrendering to the authorities, by the mercy, then mercy of Krishna will reveal to the inner heart. So there are a couple of examples of great authorities in in our Gaudiya Parampara. So I don't think so we have time now, so it's 6-2. But yeah, so there are great personalities, great authorities mentioned in our Parampara, like one of is Raghunath Das Goswami. So if you follow that footstep, or I'll just tell, I'll take 1 minute for Raghunath Das Goswami. So, Raghunath Das Goswami, he was so exaggerated personalities. Like, so he used to eat only one glass of chas, buttermilk, in the 3 days. But he was very like by physical strength, he was very good. Like his health was good, everything is good. And someone told him, "I saw you are eating kheer." So he said, "Yeah, I'm eating kheer." Then the person asked him, "Then why you are pretending like you are just eating only chas once a 3 days?" So the point is that he said, "I am eating kheer." So in his meditation, the Raghunath Das Goswami in his meditation, he used to you know, offer very nice palatable prasadam and kheer to the Radha and Krishna in his meditation, right? And then in his meditation, he also eat that same kheer offered to the Radha and Krishna, right? And the same kheer, whatever he eat in the meditation, actually that gives energy to his body. And actually, in factually, he eats those prasadam in his meditation. So this is such kind of exalted personality in our parampara. One of his Raghunath Das Goswami, and same thing. There is one more example. They say that about Srinivas Acharya, right? So Srinivasa Acharya, he was just so exalted personalities. He used to meditate for continuous 7 days and 7 nights. But in meditation, he was looking for the nose ring of Radharani, right? Even know the story of Srinivasa Acharya. He was such exalted personalities. And eventually, in the spiritual, he entered the spiritual world and he started looking the Radharani's earrings, nose rings. And because without nose ring, Radharani cannot go and meet Lord Krishna. So there, all the gopis started looking for the lost earrings, nose rings of Radharani, and there he joined the march. the Srinivasacharya. And finally, Srinivasacharya found the nose ring of Radharani and he gave it to Radharani and came back to his original consciousness. So that is our, in our Gauriya Parampara, you can see these are our great acharyas. If you follow in their footsteps, then our life will be successful. With this message, I'll stop here. Please forgive me if I made any mistake while narrating this particular verse of Srimad Bhagavatam.